Crystal Rousseau from Denver Health, and she's a friend of our speakers, as is Stephanie Hess, who is at Boulder Community Hospital, a gerontologist, is that the right term, or geriatric person? She says she has patients who range in age from 80 to 105, and I qualify in that now, so someplace along that. And who am I forgetting here? Ellen is coming, but I guess she's not here yet. And so I'll come back to you when I get a chance to introduce Laura Borgell.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Welcome to you all.
Thank you, Jim. Turn around that way, please. So I have with me today my son, BK, who some of you may remember from maybe 10 years ago when he was last here a few times, and you remember him as a patient. and BK is now a professional drummer, having graduated from CU School of Music, Dan's program. And my wife, of course, my beautiful wife, Shawnee, who I'm happy to have join us today as well. Thank you.
I forgot my instructions. My instructions are please face the camera if you can find it.
This is my guest, Katie Lehman. She moved here from New York a month ago and is to be the executive director of the Boulder Philharmonic. And she's a violinist, a professor of violin in the University of the South. And she's a violinist herself, an educator.
I have two important guests today. Molly Winter is the Director of Community Vitality for the City of Boulder. She's retiring soon. That's all I'll say. And Susie Adjuton. These are both friends of mine, by the way, not just important people. Susie Adjuton is a former city councilwoman, and she's on the board of Boulder Community Health, among other things she does.
Welcome.
I'm very happy to introduce my guests, Eric Diaz, Monica Diaz, and Mariana Diaz. Mariana is an exchange student here from Ciudad Monte, Mexico, and she is an exchange student through the Sister City program. And Eric and Monica are her parents. They came here and surprised her. She didn't know they were coming. And so, so that was a wonderful surprise. It was one of those moments that I wish everybody could have been there to see it, because it was absolutely wonderful. Eric is also the president of the Sister City Committee in Ciudad Monte, Mexico.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Jim. I have a couple guests I'd like to introduce. Sarah Richards is joining me today. Sarah is a lepidopterist, aka butterfly guru. You all knew that, right? With the Butterfly Pavilion, and Sarah and I are just meeting. She is entering her third semester at CU Lead School of Business, and I get to be her mentor. So welcome, Sarah. And Bill and Mary Pierno are visiting with us again today. Bill is hopefully going to transfer into our club from the Rotary of Milwaukee. Is that correct, Bill? And we're looking forward to seeing more of you. So welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce Kat Arnado. She is here with United Way talking to the Literacy Committee about a project that hopefully we will all hear about very soon. She was a former outbound exchange student in 2008 to Argentina. We also share a common dislike for Florida State University because she's a hurricane and I'm a gator, so.
Welcome, welcome. And if you were not brought here today by a member of our club, but you're visiting us, would you please stand? Let us recognize you. No visitors.
Thank you very much, Jim. I'd like to move now to a couple of things for the Rotary Moment. On the back of your agenda, you have the list of those involved in a spelling bee. We had a judge in our midst who I don't see today, Anne-Marie Reeder. Jean Bedell was involved, Gary and Shoni Khan, Peter Ewing, Horace Hermsmeyer, and George Garmany. And to tell you a little bit about it is Norris.
Last Saturday, 9 Rotarians, 52 spellers, and their parents braved the elements to go to Platt Elementary School to middle school for the regional spelling bee. Kind of to give you a context, there are 2 spelling bees in the state of Colorado. There's Boulder, sponsored by Boulder Valley School District, and then there's a statewide spelling bee. So if you're in Grand Junction and you're a good speller, you got to compete against the state in Denver for the statewide spelling bee. But if you're in Boulder County and you win the competition, you get to go to Washington, D.C. also. So it's really wonderful that we have this partnership with Boulder Valley School District, Barnes & Noble, and the CU English Department to host the annual spelling bee, which has been going on for 18 years. Boulder Rotary's been involved for 6 years. The champion this year was Bo Pham. He lasted through 7 rounds of competition to win out. And today we are going to have a speller, Marty, a teacher, former teacher, who's going to spell pyroclastic, the winning word. Marty, pyroclastic. Pyroclastic.
Pyroclastic. I never would want to have pyroclastic procedure.
Very good. You win.
Is that right?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. I never saw that word before. George Browning with our raffle, please. This is another designer hat. Do we have the amount? What's the amount?
$92.
Okay.
Well, that's the half is 92 cents. 180.
Okay, he's dividing $92 and
92 is 1/2.
92 already. Does anybody have a ticket that has 7 as its second number? All right, if you do, would you please stand? If your ticket has a 4 as the third number, you can remain standing. If your next number is 3, you can remain standing. If your next number is 5, oh, well, I guess that didn't work so well. Okay, does somebody happen to have 6 as the last number? All righty, Daryl, there you go. Okay, Polio Plus is now $92 richer. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Those on the membership committee, I'd like to have you all stand a minute. This is, I kind of got this out of order, but with those on the membership committee, please stand. Okay, where's Darla? Oh, she's standing in the back. Okay, very good. These are the folks that have chosen to spend Thursday mornings at 7:30 once a month to talk about membership. However, we talk about membership any and all times, and so as you find someone that you happen to meet someplace, contact any one of us about bringing that person to Rotary and or bring them yourself. But thank you to the committee for the work that you're doing. We do greatly appreciate that. Also on the table, you'll see a table tent. We're doing these periodically with the different committee highlights. This one happens to be about the program committee. And as we say in many, many things in Rotary, we're only as good as the information that we receive. So if you think of a good program, you've heard a good one, let us know. There is a way on the rib. There's a microphone at the very bottom. On the left side will be the little yellow submarine for rib entry, and on the right will be the microphone. So those would be the ways that you could help generate some additional ideas. And I think I'll wait until the very end of the meeting to ask you to do any additional standing. So at this point, I would like to introduce Dr. Sievers, if you would do the honors with our guest speaker, Dr. Borgeld. Before we go into the PowerPoint, I'd just like to acknowledge those that helped make it happen today. John Kotke and Julie Van Domelen were your greeters. Then at the check-in table, Sue Lounsbury, Penny Rather, and I think I saw Tom Chesney. I'm not positive, but we'll say yes, Tom was there on call. And then meeting management, John's taken on, I forget the sound system, and Fred at the camera, Wendy and Nathan, thank you all for making all of this happen. And if you happen to miss it, the raffle is back. So look for a Rotary board member every Friday there, helping you to lighten your wallet a little bit and in support of our scholarship programs. So at this point, let's go to the PowerPoint, please.
Rotarians and guests, and welcome to the Boulder Rotary Club's PowerPoint for February 16th, 2018. I'm going to go ahead and apologize right up front here. Sally's not able to join me this evening as I record, which is really unfortunate. But hey, we had a great spelling bee success. I want to thank Jean Bedell, Gary and Shoni Khan, Willie Knierin, Marlene Wojcik, Peter Ewing, and Norris Hermsmeyer. George Garmity came to support serving lunch and cleanup as well, and Anne-Marie Reeder was one of the judges. Thanks, Norris, for organizing this great event. Proud to be a Rotarian. The January 29th Mental Health Lecture, which has been a collaboration between Boulder Rotary Club, Boulder Valley Rotary, Mental Health Partners, and Boulder Community Health was a big success. Over 300 people were in attendance. There is a link on the rib to the recording of the lecture, thanks to Fred Hull and Gary Kahn, who recorded it. And the next installment of the series is scheduled for Monday, February 26, 6:30 p.m., right here at the JCC. Special thanks go to our partners, and most of all to Diana Sherry for making this happen. And now moving on to committee briefs. Just a reminder that we are now taking resident scholarship applications. Our annual resident scholarship program is now underway for the 2018 season. Seniors from any Boulder Valley, high school seniors, not any of you in the audience. High school seniors from any Boulder Valley Public School District High School are invited to apply for a scholarship. Full details in the packet, available for download at our website. Also, volunteers are needed for Reading Partners. Would you like to make a difference to a child? Reading Partners is a club literacy project that pairs Rotarians up with Boulder Valley School District children for the purpose of reading. We're in the process of setting up a training class with BVSD. Contact Jean Lindeke or Pam Heindt for information. And Young Ryla volunteers are needed as well. Young Ryla is looking for Rotarian counselors for Young Ryla week number 2, which will be held from July 29th through August 3rd. Contact Bill Rubin for more information. Not to be confused with today's speaker, there was a flower power opportunity with the Colorado Garden and Home Show. It's scheduled from February 24th to March 4th, and in previous years, the club has volunteered to box flowers at the end of the show and help deliver them the next day to nursing homes. We need to RSVP immediately if we wish to participate. See Marty if interested. You could be the project leader and/or volunteer. And don't forget to join us for next week's program on February 23rd. It's Bill Morris and Suzanne Jones giving us an update on Blue Star. Remember, you helped to fund this great venture. Now it's time to hear how they've been doing. Next week is your birthday. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Next week is your birthday. Gonna have a good time. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. All right. How old is Rotary going to be next Friday on February 23rd? Anybody? 113 years old. 113 years of serving humanity. Go Rotary. This has been the PowerPoint for February 16th, 2018. The Boulder Rotary Club. Everybody now, have a great weekend.
Our next thing is for birthdays. One thing I've learned over the years is that the more you weigh, the less likely you are to be kidnapped. So stay safe and eat cake. Tony Martinez was brought in the club by Darrell Brown, classification real estate. Janet Beardsley joined in 2011, sponsored Ron Seacrest, nonprofit. Psyche Cassandra Dunkays, sponsor not known, she's a musician. Scott Nelson, sponsored by Diane Smith, classification physician. Gene Bowles, sponsored by Patty Limerick, physician. Joanne Kane, brought in club by Gene Lindeke, president of Global Academy. Dan Shear, sponsored by Dennis Jackson, University Administration. You want to say anything?
You want to sing?
And Phyllis Wise, sponsored by Gary Kahn, classification CEO. So be sure and sit at the birthday table anytime close to your birthday. And we only do it 2 times a month. So if you're at the end of the month, you come in. So just look for a chance. You can come anytime. Thank you. Bye.
So Dan, you and Mike Murphy, you promised next week, but okay, I'll count on you. With apologies to Willie and to Marlene that I didn't get that all right for the spelling bee. You always think you got everything right until you don't, so apologies on that. And even though she doesn't want to acknowledge it, I think Wendy, you had a birthday, was it on Sunday? Sorry, but happy birthday belated. Now, in the spirit of the Olympics, I heard recently in a meeting, if we had every single talent and skill imaginable, what would we have wanted to win a gold medal for in the Olympics? So how many of you would want the gold for hockey? Do I have any hockey? Oh, I have a hockey player, okay. How many of you would want to win a gold for the giant slalom? Got a couple slaloms, okay. How about curling? How about the skeleton? I don't know what that is, but how about figure skating? I like to do that. What did I forget? Snowboarding. Oh my gosh, snowboarding. How many snowboarders? Darla, you're the skier. What are you, a slalom? Okay, downhill. All right, downhill. What did I miss that you would love to get that gold for that I didn't remember? Oh, cross country. Oh my gosh, cross country. No cross country? All right, and some of you probably don't want the Winter Olympics. If you were in the Summer Olympics, what would you win? Discus? No, okay. Long jump? No. You would stay at home, okay. Just be one of those that was part of that torch relay. That was always so really great to see happen. So anyway, however your weekend goes, and one of my local favorites, not so local, has the following to say: the only way to keep your health is to eat what you don't want, drink what you don't like, and do what you'd rather not. good old Mark Twain. So on those cheery notes, I wish you all the best of weekends, and we'll see you next week, and have a great weekend.